Hey team, it's James from Time Quarterly, and this is the Nezumi Watches chronograph. Okay, so first impressions. Damn, this is a good looking watch. You take it out the box and immediately I'm hit with vintage Porsche vibes meets Paul Newman vibes with a big old side of mustard gold, and it's all for £300. If you see this on someone's wrist, you are not going to think that this is £300. So, quick background, Nezumi are a Swedish-based studio who started out as just a side project to an existing fashion design / production agency. Their first idea was to manufacture jeans in Sweden, which is no small task. It hadn't been done there since the 90s. They managed to produce 50 pairs of raw salvage denim jeans, which sold out, and the side project evolved then into jackets, t-shirts, leather accessories, and now watches. Founder David Campo is also the creator of an air-cooled Porsche club called the Roughneck Brigade. Side note, if you are into cars like I am, Seen Through Glass did a great interview with David running through his awesome custom Porsches, well worth a watch. But anyway, back to watches. Just seeing the box got me excited. This vintage branding is on point and had me reminiscing about the golden age of vintage cars. The first thing you'll notice when you open up the box is the bold mustard, gold and black dial, beautifully splitting the trio of subdials. You've got the seconds at the bottom, you've got 24-hour on the right, and then you've got your chrono feature subdial on the left there. The fixed tachymeter is another instance of form and function on this watch. It catches the light beautifully with its gilt highlights against the satin black. And one thing which you won't notice unless you have a macro lens, if you take a really close look here, all of the numbers are slightly different. And that's because they're all actually hand-drawn by David, the founder, before they were scaled down and vectorized and put on here. It's a really cool little touch. The hour indices are raised and help accentuate the depth of the subdials. Minute and hour hands are straight, functional baguettes, while the second hand is more of a statement. It's a precise arrow head for accurate timing on the chrono, and it's got a cut-out Nezumi logo on the other end. With strong lume on the hour indicators and all three hands, low-light legibility is good. This is further helped by the double-domed sapphire crystal glass. It's got anti-reflective coating on the inside, which is a great feature. Again, another real good value feature for this £300 watch. I know many brands who are selling for well above £300 who are not using anti-reflective. They're using the far weaker and cheaper mineral glass. So great job by Nezumi. Let's talk about the case itself. It's 316L stainless steel, as you'd expect. It's a nice mix of polished up top. Everything you see on the face is polished and everything on the sides is brushed. That helps break up the case a little bit. It's really nice. Let's jump into the stats. It's 40 mil diameter. It's 47 lug to lug, and it's 11.5 mil high. That excludes the sapphire crystal. Anyone wondering why that sapphire crystal protrudes, you'd rather take a knock to the sapphire crystal because it's so rock solid and hard than the bezel itself. It's got a nice weight to it thanks to the stainless steel. It's not heavy, but it's just enough to know that it's on your wrist without being uncomfortable. Okay, let's jump into the case back and what's behind it, what's actually powering this watch. That is the VK63 Hybrid Mecha Quartz movement. It's made by Seiko, it's part battery, part mechanical, and plays a big role in helping achieve the low price point of £300 that this watch is. It's surprisingly nice actually not to have to set your watch every other day, as the Mecha Quartz just keeps on ticking. I know this will be an issue for some people who are diehard Swiss made. I only have a mechanical watch and it lasts forever and there's something behind that, but I'm really not that fussed. I'm never going to see what powers this. It's just going to keep on ticking, and yeah, I'll easily take the massive reduction in price for having a Mecha Quartz to get it 300 than, you know, say charging 1,000, which you would have to do if this was a mechanical. I think it's a really smart move by Nezumi. I honestly am not fast. That's just my attitude towards it. I do not mind what powers my watch. I know it'll be a turn off for some, but if you're open-minded, you're getting a seriously well-designed piece for an amazing price. The case back is the only part of this watch I'd like to see tweaked. Now, that's just my personal opinion. This kind of mesh-like pattern here it just makes it difficult for me to read the text. Like, I don't know whether this will translate well to the actual camera, but I can read creating bonds. I can read Nezumi, obviously, creating bonds a little bit smaller. I can see 11 here, but I've got no idea what it says above that. And equally on this right side, I've got zero idea. I'm gonna have to get a really close macro image to actually understand what is said there. I don't think it's possible to read it without a camera aid. It's just really, that texture just kind of makes it a little difficult to read. I love that it's a closed case back. You know, these mecha quartz, some people do open. I'd prefer closed. Let's just keep that locked in and safe. But I would like to see either larger text on the back there so that you can read what this is, or just changing the dimple texture. So the strap itself is classic racing with cutouts that allow your wrist to breathe, while the buckle itself features a small extension there to accommodate Nezumi's logo. So let's talk about where this watch really shines, and that's on wrist. My wrist is 18 centimeters for reference, just so you can get an idea for size. I think 40 mil is the perfect size for me, I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely stunning. I know it's 47 lug to lug, but it fits beautifully, just the right size for me. And this is where this watch comes into its own. I have been wearing this for the past week, and oh my word, the amount of comments that this piece gets from collectors who've got, you know, AP, Rolex, whatever. What is that? How do I get one? That looks awesome. Genuinely, they have done such a great job designing this watch. I really love it. This vintage vibe just flows through everything to do with this watch, all the way through from the bottom of the strap, through to the racing cutouts, through to the mustard dial. This is just the closest thing that I'm gonna get at the minute to owning a vintage Porsche, and I absolutely love it. It really does distill down an iconic era of motor racing and just mentality. Just the cool Steve McQueen era is distilled down into this slick vintage watch. It's a seriously cool piece that I can wholeheartedly recommend to new collectors. Anyone who is just breaking into watches, don't want to spend a lot of money, but you do want something that's going to turn heads and make you feel great, because that is why I buy watches. Genuinely, I strap on the right watch and I feel so unstoppable. This piece is so good. For £300, I genuinely cannot recommend anything more. And I wish that before I piled in on all these other brands that I've bought watches from, these were in my top 5, you know, back in the day watches that I got, because this is slick. I'm going to be wearing this a lot. Make sure you check out the Instagram, because I'm going to be piling pictures on of this piece. This is going to be on the wrist a lot. More details on Nezumi, get in the description. I'm going to leave a link there. Thanks for watching. Before I ramble on for too long about how epic this watch is, I'll leave you to it. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, team.